Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the REC podcast, brought to you by REC Comics and Collectibles. I'm your host, Roman Chavez, and with me, as always,
Erik Icarus.
Eric,
what's up, man?
You can find us on the gram at REC Podcast. Oh, I'm going to move this camera. You can follow myself at Roman REC Podcast, and you can follow the shop at REC Comics, where we're posting new books every week. What's out? Wheelin' and dealin'. Our latest whatnot sales are going to be coming up, so on and so forth. How are you today, my friend?
I'm good. Oh, you can follow me at Eric J. Wheelin _ Esquire, but that's neither here nor there, man.
You know, I'm not used to you being back on the gram.
I'm back on the gram,
but
kids.
I'm glad that you brought it up. Oh, I got something in my beard. I'm glad that you brought it up because, you know, the kids should be following you to see your questionable takes on things. Kids,
Sure.
They aren't fully affiliated with the REC podcast. However, I support my friend in all his endeavors.
Darn right.
That being said, if you got any problems, you talk to your boy, all right? You talk to your boy.
Just saying, it doesn't, it's not indicative of the shop. It's just light social commentary on some dark things.
Totally.
So that's all it is, kids.
And if you like the dark humor, the dark stuff, go check out my boy, Eric J.
Wheelin _ Esquire.
There it is.
That's the spot. What was the old one? Gulag?
Yeah, some gulag.
Something stupid.
Yeah, some goulash.
Goulash.
Something like that. Something about cooking. Oh, man. Well, Eric and I and the lovely Mrs. REC podcast, we all went and watched a little movie this morning. We got up early, and we went and watched Jackass Forever. Kids, I don't even know. You can't really spoil these movies, I don't think, unless somebody dies.
You know what you're getting.
So, but it got me thinking, kids, why does Jackass still work? And by that statement, you guys should know I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. This is the fourth installment. Although, didn't they do like a 0.5 at some point? They did like a release with extra stuff.
They did. They did with the Jackass 2.5 and then 3.5.
Okay. They did do both of those things.
Yeah.
Which of the Jackass quadrilogy is your favorite? Two is your favorite.
Two's got. I mean, that was when the boys were at their naughtiest, in my opinion.
Yeah, at the peak of their powers.
Yeah, definitely. I think they were just trying to top what they did in the first one, which was a big deal when that first movie came out. Remember, the TV show ran for one season, got canceled because of the parents groups were very upset about the stunts and what have you. So,
and we were the ripe age for it. We were middle school, high school.
Yeah, and you got to remember, like, that stuff really spoke to us who were really entrenched in the skate punk culture. Yeah. And when you know skateboarders, you film stuff, and then when you're not skateboarding, you film dumb stuff.
Yes.
And we were doing that kind of silly stuff. Before Jackass had come out. We
were dummies in our own rights.
Oh, big time. So it definitely spoke to us on that level. Hey, we're doing that too, just not getting paid for it.
Yes. I remember we were trying so hard to figure out how to put our own stuff out there because, like you said,
that's right.
And that's great that you brought up kind of the skate culture and like where this comes from because a lot of people, and definitely anybody, if this is your first Jackass movie, CKY,
and Big Brother magazine.
Bam Margera and his group of friends, they used to do just wild stuff, basically pre-Jackass, before there was a Jackass.
It was Bam skate tape with stunts and skits from Brandon DiCamillo, who's like arguably the genius of the group, wrote all the funny songs and stuff like that.
Ryan Dunn.
Dunn's the man, God rest. That whole crew. But then Jeff Tremaine in California was doing Big Brother magazine, and they were putting out videos. It was like it was more about the pranks and just the life of the skateboarder and the magazine. So the videos were very CKY-ish. Yeah. So Jeff Tremaine and Spike Jonze got together and reached out to Bam, and they melded the two, which became Jackass, which initially was supposed to be called A-Hole.
Ah, interesting.
And it's supposed to show on HBO, but...
how does Johnny get involved in this? Like,
Johnny was writer for Big Brother,
was
Pontius and Dave England and Aaron McGee.
Oh, okay. See, so this is one of those things, and I guess we're going to get in a little history, which I'm great with. I was not into Jackass, the show.
No.
I was not. I ended up watching it with these guys, with Eric and AJ and all this when Eric got them on DVD, kids.
Right.
The DVD.
Yeah, yes.
And I still wasn't a big fan of the show.
Right.
But the special features had stuff that they could not show on MTV, and this stuff was
gnarly.
It's still kind of gnarly by today's standards.
Big time, yeah.
And that was the stuff that really, like, I started to enjoy that. And then when the first movie came out, you know, it was all primo sketches.
Oh, for sure.
I think the one that stands out for me the most in the first one is that where they rent the car, the rent-a-car derby?
Yeah, that was in the first Jackass movie. Yeah, that's great.
Just because I like a real clever. I think that's a clever bit. It's something that's funny. And then when they try to bring the car back. And the guys, it's destroyed. You know, Johnny took it to a demolition derby.
Right.
It's getting hit by other cars. He's hitting other people. He spray painted a number on it, and when he tries to take it back, it's destroyed. And the guy's like, "What happened?"
He's like,
"Well, I returned it with a full tank of gas."
He's like, "That's the least of our problems." And he's like, "You're gonna have to pay for that car." Well, I ain't.
It's just a great skit. And although I don't like those kinds of things in real life, like I hate the kind of things that stress out people who are working because they literally can't do anything. They're just working, you know?
Yeah, you can tell they started shying away from that.
Yes. They did one or two in this one, but you can tell that they definitely.
It wasn't on the level of like going into a rental car place and bringing a destroyed car back and watching the guy's blood pressure spike. Because like, if he can't pay for it, we're going to have to pay for it. Which I'm sure MTV flipped the bill for the car. But in that moment, that guy's panicking.
Yeah. And the great thing was that, well, it says here when you declined additional insurance, you know, which
He's like, that's just paperwork.
Yeah. Because of Jackass, whenever I rent a car, I always take the additional insurance. And not that anything's going to happen, but who knows? And I may want to go into a derby. Who knows?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. And then you got me in the car.
Yeah, and it's just gonna go. Yeah. Eric is walking gaslighting. Okay, so if there's a will, there's a way. But yeah, like I just didn't really care for the show. No. Same thing. Side note: Chappelle Show. Like I thought that there were some fun skits, but it was something I didn't enjoy as much until I was able to watch them on DVD.
Right. Really appreciate it because I think when he gets caught up in the moment, you hear people talking so much about it, and it gets played out before you even see it. Mm-hmm. So. I definitely think but again, I think we were all privy to it anyway.
Yeah.
Because of CKY and Big Brother.
Yes.
Because we were in the skate culture.
Yeah.
So we knew about Bam Margera and Steve-O, who was not a writer for Big Brother, but was a performer for Big Brother. Yeah. So he would dress up like a clown and jump off stilts and stuff like that. So the history behind Jackass is really interesting.
It's completely.
When you get into it. It's just a bunch of nobodies. Failed actors. Johnny Knoxville was a failed actor. Yeah. When he started Jackass. He initially wasn't even supposed to be the front man for Jackass. It was this guy named John Rocco.
Oh.
And he was the guy who was kind of, him and Tremaine ran Big Brother. So he was supposed to be like the front runner for Jackass. Oh. But Knoxville had the looks, and he would do things.
He had the look. He has the looks. He's super clever.
Yeah,
like even when he's coming out of like all of these concussions, like he always says something.
He's got a good
really
one-liner.
Funny.
Yeah.
I feel bad for him for our because of what he's done for our entertainment, but he loves it.
He does.
This is not somebody who is being goaded into anything. No. And if you're willing to do it, he's an older gentleman now.
Sure,
how old is Johnny, would you say?
Oh, 71. He's born in 71, so he's 50.
Yeah. Wow.
51. So it's such an interesting show, just coming from the bare bones TV show. Yeah. Going from skate shops to MTV to the big screen is insanity to me.
Those CKY videos were nearly impossible to find.
Yeah, there was a moment you couldn't find.
Yeah, you could. Well, remember we could find CKY 2K, which is the best one.
It is the best one.
But the first CKY was tough for a long time,
which was called Land Speed.
Oh, okay.
It was in partnership with Land Speed Skateboards.
Okay,
and then they re-released it as CK Volume 1.
So that's how I know it.
Yeah, and it's not very. You could tell they're just finding their groove.
Yeah.
But CKY2K is where it's firing all cylinders, man.
So good.
So everything in there is so gnarly, dude.
It's pretty wild.
Just like you said, I think what makes this so great for us is it was something we all bonded over and laughed about. And it goes back to like that primordial thing in all of us. We all like to see someone get hurt.
We like to see somebody get hurt.
It's just the thing. You laugh at it,
And if you stick the landing, then you're a god. Right. When you're young and dumb and full of whatever, you are doing these stunts. I mean, even kids today,
Right.
you know, I always still say that if Eric and I were teenagers today, Eric would either be dead or
Yep.
famous.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Oh, yeah. Or both. Probably both.
I'd be the Jeff Tremaine to Eric's
Oh,
Johnny.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know, goading him on, getting a little hurt every now and again.
Here
Show
and
you guys I'm
there.
cool, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna be getting those Sacagaweas.
Oh yeah,
Okay?
I mean, you know, had YouTube been a thing back when we were filming, oof.
Yeah, I'm
oof.
curious.
There's
See,
I mean, we got stuff. Well, it'll never see the light of day. No one ever needs to see it.
Nah.
But we did some. It was pretty gnarly.
things we're not proud of, guys.
Things we're not proud of.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Nothing. You know.
It was funny though.
Funny, yeah. Nothing like terrible, but
If
just
we
things
ever
that,
have a Patreon, we will talk more about this.
that may be interesting.
I will give
That
you
may
a
be
few
interesting.
stunts on the Patreon, but not here because it's. I can't even talk about it on here. Some of that stuff we did was just too off the wall.
Yeah.
Very. Very,
How are we alive? You know.
How
How
are
are
we
we
alive?
alive? You know.
Yeah.
The body is resilient.
Very much so. But yeah, back to the Jackass. It's fourth installment. And what did you think of it?
I loved it. I really did because I didn't care for 3 as much. It was
Right.
okay.
It was fine.
I liked that they went hard and got that they used their gimmick of the 3D technology.
Sure, it worked really well for
It's
it.
like still like top 5 3D
movies.
effects because spoilers and cover the little one's ears when they're shooting sex toys at the camera in 3D. I mean, I ducked.
Yeah.
I ducked. You know,
It was
you know-
like our Jaws 3D. Was so it's coming right at us. Oh my god.
Yes, and you know there were good there was fun stuff in there, but that
Right.
one felt the most retread.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, that one felt like the
Yeah,
most.
you know, you could tell everyone was
cash-grabby.
just getting their groove back. Steve-O had just become sober. You know, everybody was kind of disbanded at that point. You know, Dunn had wanted nothing to do with them at that point before 3D.
Oh really?
Yeah, oh yeah, he left the group completely.
Oh, why was that?
He just didn't want to be part of it.
Oh, okay.
He started doing stuff for G4. Started working for G4, doing Proving Ground, which is I can't remember the crux of the show, but it wasn't very interesting.
Yeah, I
Like,
never
can't
even heard of
remember
it.
But yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Even because Bam, you know, infamously is not in this movie.
Yeah,
you can
and-
see him for 1 second in this movie.
I
Did you
didn't
see
see him.
It was in the marching band skit. You can see his face for a split second.
Dang. I didn't notice that he wasn't there. Like
See?
it
See?
didn't add anything to
Yeah,
it.
we got
Didn't
some
take anything
newcomers in
away.
there, too.
I didn't care about the newcomers either. We should
girl
talk
was
about
good.
that. The girl, because she did hardcore
hard.
stuff. She did very hardcore stuff. She was pretty. She took
Funny.
she took some damage, and yeah, and I like the Zach, the big guy.
Yeah, he was funny.
Just because it was cool.
Preston.
Yeah, I was gonna say it was just cool to have like a down Preston.
Yeah,
like
Preston always punks out.
all I did was feel bad for Preston in this one, man. Now he did do some cool. he did do
did.
some funny stuff, and
He
I
did.
appreciate his efforts. But like he said, he's 51 and
Yeah,
and
and
he
overweight.
looks-
I'm shocked he's alive.
he's skinnier than he's been, but. Yeah, but that guy Zach, whoever, man, he was really killing it.
Yeah.
I'm always a big Party Boy guy. Ryan and Party Boy were always my
Yeah,
favorites.
Ryan was
so,
always my dude next to Knox. Yeah,
yeah, I mean Knox is awesome, but the ones that I related with the most
with Pontius
is
and
Pontius
Dunn.
and Dunn. Those two felt the most like me, like
Right.
down but upset too.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
yeah. The reaction is what you're going
Yes,
for.
yes.
You know, and yeah, we've seen you have those reactions a couple times, and it's great. Yeah, and it was like you said, I didn't even miss Bam.
No.
And it just kind of really like, you know, you look back at the other movies and yeah, he did some cool stuff, but maybe his type of humor was just kind of over. It wasn't really needed for the movie.
I didn't miss Dunn either, and not that I was like looking for him, but I think it's just because like I know,
Right,
you know, so I wasn't
right,
like looking
right.
for him, and I wasn't looking for Bam either.
Right.
But yeah, I liked it. I think it's.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's my favorite of the lot, but it has my favorite skit
Yes.
of
Oh,
the
yeah.
lot. Oh my god, guys! Spoilers, but
Yeah,
again,
we'll tell one skit that we loved. So spoil it. So what's your fave?
my favorite skit was the Snakes in the Dark skit. And that's really all I'll say about it. It was funny. It had layers. It had fear, excitement.
Yeah.
It was really cool. Like Eric said, we had at least 4 or 5 new
I think
members.
there's 4 of them. Yeah.
4 new members: Jasper, the chick, Zach, and Poopsie.
Poopsie. I'm gonna get
yeah.
her name because I feel like we're doing her a disservice.
Yeah, but we're not getting the
Those were their names, weren't they?
Oh yeah, I guess we did get them. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but that skit is so good
Yes.
though. It was. You can tell they put in it. I feel like the newer, like 3D and 4, there's more heart to it. They're not just out there being awful people.
Yes.
You can tell this more like goofy and,
Yeah,
you know.
the goofy aspect of it, I really enjoyed.
Because 1 and 2, you could tell it was mean. They were being a little mean-spirited. Not just with them themselves, but the world.
What was your favorite skit of this particular one?
That's why I'm trying to get her name.
Oh, okay. Was it the
scorpion?
Ah, yes. I think that they did add stuff, but it's like it implies to me that they're gonna be doing more.
Sure.
And I'm kind of okay with them not doing any more, if I'm being honest.
I think it's definitely run its course.
It has run its course, but I would watch Jackass 5 in 10 years. I would totally watch that.
Rachel Wolfson.
Oh yeah, Rachel Wolfson.
Rachel.
Right. Yeah.
You got a #1 fan here.
There you go.
You're so cool.
Yeah. The skit that Eric is her getting
Scorpion Botox.
And that's all we'll say.
Flipping gnarly.
It's
gnarly.
If you think you know what it is, it's worse than you think.
It's worse than you think. Yeah.
And it's not even like gory or anything.
No,
it's just like
it's the anticipation, and that's why these movies are so good.
Yes.
It's like pulling back on that string and building that tension and then letting it go.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think that's the root of all good comedy. Is the tension before the release, and Jackass has mastered that.
Yeah.
And granted, everyone can call it dumb. It's supposed to be dumb. Yeah. That's why it's funny. Sometimes you want to turn your brain off, not think about the politics, the world. Just go laugh at some dummies doing dumb stuff for our entertainment.
I don't mind that people don't care for it if it's not their cup of tea.
That's fine.
I mind the people who judge it because it's not funny to them.
Sure.
Like that judge the people who enjoy it. Like that's a ridiculous thing. Like the only people it's hurting are the people doing the stunts, and they're willingly doing it.
Right. And to say it's not a form of art, it is. It's the base form of art right there.
It's comedy at its
bare
earliest.
bones. It's punk rock comedy.
Yeah,
bare bones, baby.
It was funny because my missus, she was the one who put this together for us to go.
Yeah.
And she likes them. And this is something that's totally not in her. Like, she doesn't do like this type of stuff. But I remember we had watched all 3 of them on Netflix years ago. And I think she had seen one partially or once.
Sure.
But man, she was just going and she thought it was great, and we just kept going. We ended up burning through all 3 in like a 2-day sitting or something.
Memories watching
Oh
that.
my gosh, yeah, so much memory, so much backache, remembering some things. And and it's really funny because I wouldn't have gone to the theater to watch it. I would have just waited, if I had not been asked out on a date.
I would get to it, but it was the first one I didn't feel like I needed to rush out and watch. But I'm glad I rushed out and watched it. Yeah. You know what I mean? I do. It bums me out that AJ wasn't there, but we'll watch it with him at some point. Yeah. We'll watch it with him at some point. This was impromptu the night before, so. But yeah, super funny. Like I said, it does have my favorite skit. What are some memorable moments from Jackass past? Oh man, I mean, my favorite skit is in #2, and it's the reason #2 is my favorite is the skit with Aaron McGeehee. It's called Terror Taxi.
Oh yeah,
where they dress Aaron up as a Middle Eastern man, and they do go into it and say, "Hey, we're not making fun of people. It's just to get Aaron into a situation to get him hurt."
Yes,
and get him in this terrorist Danger Aaron, and I mean, talk about layers. This skit had layers.
Yeah.
So all the gentlemen in the Jackass cast shave their nether regions to make the beard.
Yeah.
Put it on him. And the taxi driver who we find out is in on it, who was Jay, so-and-so from Broken Lizard.
Yeah, I can't remember his last
the brown
name.
guy from Broken Lizard plays the taxi driver. And ends up roughing up Aaron pretty good, pulls out a gun, locks him in the trunk. Aaron starts crying, let him out, finds out it's a joke. Then they break the news, hey, by the way, that beard is made out of...
He's like, it's in my mouth!
Yeah.
It's like
everybody shows him that text, like, hey, who brought crabs to the party?
Oh, God.
And it was... That one is my favorite skit, man. And it just...
that's hard. That's a hard one. Yeah, I forgot
rough,
about the pubic region
Yeah,
beard.
it's pretty... Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many skits that you can't help but love, man.
Yeah.
I mean, they're all. I mean, some of they range from super silly and cute to like, oh man. I mean, there was a couple nauseating points in this one.
Yeah, a lot of snakes and a lot of penises, guys. I'm gonna be honest with you.
You know, I would say, man, the movie makes you comfortable with male nudity.
Yeah, and you see how comfortable that
They are with it.
Jackass
even back
boys,
in the day.
Yeah, you forget because you just don't see that type of comedy anymore.
No.
And I wonder if this might spawn something a little new because it did really well at the box office. Sure. So I'm curious if like a new generation is going to.
Well, I think that's why they're bringing in some of these new people. And again, I really think the only one that stood out for me was Rachel. She had such a, she was down and ready to go. The other guys were fine, but they just seemed like your run-of-the-mill knock-around skater guys.
She seemed way tougher given, she's the
circumstances she was in.
Yeah.
And not playing the I'm a girl in Jackass cast. She was just part of the cast, ready to go.
It's like, what's her name for Nitro Circus?
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm bad. I'm so bad with names.
Yeah, she was awesome.
The only reason I remember Poopsie is because that's gross. Zach is because they called him Zackass, and Jasper because you never hear Jasper as a name.
Right, and Jasper's dad was cool.
Jasper's dad,
Dark Shark.
Ex-con, did some wild stuff in there too. Some super fun stuff. I'm better with spiders than I've been in my entire life because I have kids that I need to kill spiders for.
Snakes just terrify the heck out of me.
There were some snakes and some spiders. Day. Yeah, man, some awesome snake and spider bits that are definitely worth watching.
It's funny how we look at this and then we rewind the clocks 15 years. How Johnny Knoxville became like a movie star for a minute.
Yeah,
like legitimate movie star. Yeah. I mean, he's definitely cooled off.
It's cooled off, but I think it's cooled off because he's wanted it to cool off.
Yeah, sure.
Like he's taken money. For a guy who's so high profile for doing like wild stuff.
Right.
I mean, this is a guy you never hear anything about.
No.
Until a movie's coming out or Jackass season, and a lot of that, I think that he did that movie Skip Trace a few years ago with Jackie Chan.
That's right.
Yeah, and it was China released first, and then it went wide.
Yeah,
and it's on Netflix, I think, or it was.
I
never saw it. I didn't see it either. Yeah,
and he did a movie with Arnold, Last Stand. I didn't see it.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's called, I guess Arnold was the sheriff of this town. Small town.
Are you sure you're not thinking about Walking Tall with The Rock?
No, but he was in there.
Yes, he was.
But yeah, Arnold plays this local small town sheriff in Texas with a heavy Austrian accent.
So howdy y'all.
And Knoxville plays the sidekick, but I always thought he was a decent actor.
Johnny's
he's not a bad actor.
He could be a front man. He could be a front man for the right thing. I'd love to see him. I have no idea who he played, but I'd love to see him in a Marvel movie.
I think he would be interesting as I think he'd be a good Plastic Man.
Dude, I was literally going to say Plastic
really?
Man if he was younger. If he was younger,
there you go.
Yeah,
yes.
Because I mean, we did see a lot of their ages in this one.
Yeah,
Steve-O I think looks the best.
Yeah, he does.
And Johnny,
that lifestyle.
Yeah, dude. And then Johnny, Aaron.
Aaron didn't look bad.
He actually did look the same. Yeah, to be honest.
Fine.
But the other dude,
Dave, he looking haggard.
He was looking old.
Same with Pontius.
Pontius looked okay, just receding.
Yeah.
He was receding. But I thought Johnny, he let his hair go gray. But it was weird when they were bouncing back and forth.
You could tell when they had the shutdown.
Yeah.
You could tell when shutdown happened, then when production started up again, he didn't get a chance to go get his hair done.
Yeah, oh my God. Yeah, he probably couldn't get his hair done by his person, But yeah, it was fun. There was a lot of just fun pain. And I kind of half expected Butterbean to come back, but
that's been great.
When they brought Francis Ngannou out, UFC heavyweight champion, to punch Danger Aaron in a cup. Whoo-wee, guys! I mean, I've seen this guy. I mean, if you're a MMA fan,
this guy's a monster.
You know about Ngannou, and I mean, arguably the hardest hitting heavyweight of all time. And think about taking that to your boys. And I couldn't do that. Yeah,
you weren't feeling that?
Yeah, well, I mean, I enjoyed watching it. It's hilarious.
I mean,
but
younger me, I would do it.
Yeah, you would. Eric's party trick used to be lighting a certain part of his region on fire.
Called that the showstopper.
Called that the showstopper. It told you if you were at a party with men. Okay, if you were at a party with men, some people they could not handle it.
Yeah, most people can't handle that, and you know what? the things you do when you're young.
I can't recommend it, kids. I'm not going
to recommend that to anybody. You know, it's going back to the Bam thing real quick. You really thinking like, okay, I'm good without him there.
Yeah, like
because the whole beating up the parent shtick it's done.
I don't care about Bam's family.
It was funny
anymore.
one time. Yeah, I don't either.
I'm curious.
Viva La Bam was awful.
Yeah.
Wild Boys was actually a decent show.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like I could get because it was
educational.
It really was educational, and you could laugh about it.
And I mean when Steve-O puts the jellyfish on his head. Oh my God.
Oh God.
Dude, he is so crazy. And now he's doing these stunts sober.
Yeah.
Before, I think he was sober in 3D too, is what you said, right?
Yeah, he was, yeah.
But in 1 and 2, I mean, this guy
is rails, man.
Gone. So, like, much respect to these dudes who are all freaking clean,
Yeah.
Putting themselves through it. I did think it was funny how often we saw the older guys in traction, in slings.
Oh, big time.
The older guys
just don't bounce back.
They are not bouncing back. I mean, there was a moment where Steve-O was in an arm sling, and I have no idea what he did for that to happen.
Didn't even make the movie.
Whatever he did, we didn't see it, or they didn't highlight it for us to know.
Or Bam was in the skit.
Or Bam. Oh my God, could you imagine?
Yep.
You break your arm and then Bam, then you can't put it in there because Bam's not there?
Yeah. Yeah, so they probably had to take it out.
Oh, that's rough. The special features on this thing are gonna be.
It's gonna be great.
It's gonna be nuts.
It's gonna be awesome.
It'd be interesting if they re-release too. If they re-release
sure.
with extra footage, like get this thing with Bam figured out and get some extra footage.
Yeah, I mean, I feel bad for him. I feel bad for Bam. Again, I'm not like a huge fan of his, but he can be funny.
Yeah.
He was a great skateboarder at one time.
Oh, think about how funny. Now, that's the only thing that would have made my favorite skit in the movie better is if Bam was in there crying because he is such a baby when it comes to snakes. Oh my God, he's such a baby. He's such a baby for a guy who's done such terrible things to his parents.
Oh, I know. Jesus.
So no remorse here or no empathy here, bro. I think that would have been the only thing that would have made it better.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, seeing Danger Aaron and Dave in the room and just their banter back and forth.
Yeah, you can tell they have a good, because they were friends from back in the day. They were like the snowboarding faction of the crew.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I hope they're getting paid well.
I'm sure they're not starving. They're not making Johnny money or Tremaine money.
No.
But they're probably doing okay.
They figured it out. They
had some decent cameos. Like you said, the UFC fighter.
Francis Ngannou.
Yeah, he made an awesome cameo. There's a couple more I don't want to spoil.
Eric Andre, who I don't care. He was in the trailer.
I love Eric Andre.
I'm not an Eric Andre fan.
Yeah, he's that's kind of my kind of humor.
That is your kind of humor. I don't like I get what do they call that? Shared I get the shared embarrassment.
Like cringe humor.
Yeah, but like it's a thing when you like when I watch Steve Carell in The Office, I get embarrassed watching him do those things.
Yeah.
So I don't like seeing those kinds of things as much. But yeah, there were some decent cameos, a fantastic opening, and if you have a problem with male genitalia, starts off right away, kids.
Yeah. That's what I think. I don't think any of us had problems with it growing up because we were all stupid and young. We've all seen our friends naked. What? And again, this movie, he's like, wait a minute, you have?
Oh, that was probably my favorite line in the movie when they're doing this thing with the scorpions with Rachel, and one is kind of on her chest, and Pontius is like,
she's like, help, get it off.
He's like, look, it's on your chest. I need your consent before I can help you. I think he even said it's 2021 and I need your consent.
She's like, I like consent.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, it was so funny.
Oh my God, it was like I said, worth your time if you're into it.
Yes.
It's gonna stoke some cool memories if you were into the show.
Yeah.
Your wife is very not so much into it, but it seemed like she got into it.
She
thought it was
really
hilarious. She goes through the show like. It's funny. It's just funny.
There's a stunt woman in my wife. Like if I didn't make an honest woman out of her, she'd probably been Rachel in those things.
There you go.
But not doing animal stuff. She would have been doing cannon things. Dude, that cannon shot from Johnny was.
That was gnarly. That was good. God, real well directed. Tremaine's a decent director.
Yeah, he is.
I'll give him that.
He is. He can direct action very well.
He really can.
Give me a rank of the 4 films.
Okay, so 2, 1, 4, and 3.
I think I go 2, 4, 1, 3.
Okay.
Yeah. And 1 is great. It's just I laughed so hard at this new one, and I like.
You were laughing pretty hard, dude.
Oh man, I was so obnoxious. I was so obnoxious.
It was good.
My older guy laugh now is very. I don't know. It's weird. I don't understand where it came from, but it's happened. But
yeah, go watch it.
I think so.
Turn your brain off. Go watch some stuntmen.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's just funny.
If you've been feeling too serious lately, this is the perfect thing to wind down. Get a most theaters have a bar in there these days. Get yourself a drink or two.
Yeah.
Tip your bartender and enjoy yourself some Jackass.
Yeah, totally. Well worth it. I know it doesn't tie too much into what we're doing, but you know what? It's part of our lives.
It's movie. It's pop culture. It's a little bit of us, and that's all we're doing here, guys. Sharing. We're bringing shop talk to you. This is what I talked about in the store today with my customers.
Nice.
That I opened up an hour later so I could go watch this movie with my childhood best friend and my wife. So they don't understand it.
It's funny. A little side note. Johnny Knoxville almost played Johnny Cash and Walked the Line.
Is that
close?
Wow.
But I couldn't see it. I can't see it.
Yeah, I can't either. And Joaquin did a very, very excellent job. So
Johnny owns Johnny Cash's cabin.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he's that much of a fan. So
wow.
there you go.
Yeah, he's got some Johnny Cash has some island cabin as well,
really?
Or island house, on seriously in the Bahamas.
Oh wow.
That they still it's a tourist attraction. Yeah. It's interesting. Well, kids, that's our show. If you like what we're doing, please hit that subscribe button. Leave us a comment below. Let us know what you think of the show. Are you a Jackass fan? Did we make you want to go watch this? Like I said, if you like stupid humor, if you just want to switch off and laugh, this is for you. Eric, do you have any final thoughts for us?
No, I'm just R.I.P. Ryan Dunn.
R.I.P. Ryan Dunn. Kids, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Please remember, if you're going to be dumb, you better be tough.
Yeah.
We'll catch you next time, kids.